do his class, give it up,
dude, all of it,
all the things.
Well, and it's like, okay, if let's just say for EXP agents, $250 a month.
Yeah,
come in, use the whatever, get an hour up here or a half hour of studio time just to like come in and cut promos and shit. But it's a matter of we got to get like $5,000 to cover the rent.
Right. Yes.
So like that's the thing. Yeah. So I don't think the place will get leased out anytime soon.
You never know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you never know.
That's true.
Be 8 seconds or freaking a year. You know what I mean? You never know.
We're ready to rock.
Okay.
Centering.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm always a little off center.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Live.
Fired up.
Yes. Fired up.
Welcome to Friday.
Yeah. So, dude.
Friday.
So, okay, I got to add.
We had a lot going on.
First, I got to say.
We got to have a whole unpack.
Dude. So first, I got to say, so I've seen you present many, many times.
Yep.
And obviously, we've done a few hundred hours of this sort of shenanigans.
So sorry.
My condolences. But yesterday, you totally took the stage and kicked the ass of Build 25.
Yeah.
And that was heavy, dude.
Dude, it was heavy.
It was very reminiscent of my experience watching Ed Milet in Orlando.
Yeah.
I assume you're familiar with
Yeah,
him.
absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Because, I mean, you kept it real. And it's like you kicked it off with the Goggins thing, which is part of the origin story of this.
Yeah, well, exactly. And it felt like I was like, I could only had a short amount of time. I was like, how many I could only pick so many rock bottom moments. You know what I mean? Like I probably could have done 8 hours. Like there was a lot more moments we could put in there. It was funny.
Yeah,
but that one felt like it felt like a good start. Like, hey, because like so many of us have talked about it, we've seen it. It's helped people.
Well, dude, and I'm one where my feed is just ate up with. I always tell everybody, it's either 80s guitar players, guys punching each other in the face, or hustle porn.
There you go.
That's
Absolutely.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the sum total of my Instagram feed.
Yeah.
And so I probably, we've said this before, but I probably saw that clip 25 times in the week leading up to where you revealed it was you.
Yeah.
Because in the original clip, it's just the back of your head and, they're focusing on Goggins because, of course, he's Goggins.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you brought that out yesterday, I was like, okay, instantly you got him.
Yeah.
It was like, boom, there it is. And the real hallmark of a good presentation or a good speaker is how many people aren't doing this.
Yeah.
And like, dude, you had, because I'm all the way at the back and you're all the way at the front.
I have no idea what's going on.
So we are literally seeing it from opposite bookends of the event. And it was just totally quiet.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you went deep and I was like, bro. So what was the genesis of that? Just for the sake of, because like you really talked about hitting bottom, getting up one more time, and like when you're talking about your mom and everything, it's like, dude, I'm seeing people tear up, and it was just like, holy shit. I was not expecting that,
dude. I was so here's what's so interesting. Because I've been talking to the ladies about, hey, they wanted me to come present something, whatever else. And they're like, hey, just do whatever you want to do, right? And I was like, cool, I'm gonna get like tactical, like I was like, I can't wait, right?
Right.
And then, man, like when the universe and God talks to you, and like I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do, and I only had 20 minutes, whatever, and dude, it's like the universe and God pounded me from all sides. I'd ask somebody, I was like, hey, what do you think I should talk about? They're like, I think you should tell your story. And I talk to somebody else and be like, hey, man, I get random messages like your story, when you shared blanks from your story 4 years ago, so I kept getting from all sides. It was like so clear, like, you have to do this. And I didn't want to.
Right.
Like I had a little tussle with the guy upstairs. I was like, hey, I think that I should just talk about the 6 ways to build your Instagram. You know what I mean? Like whatever, like this is the last thing I want to do. Like, can't I just give like 4 principles for hitting goals or whatever?
Yeah,
like that's all
couldn't we just talk about AI?
Can I just stay in my wheelhouse and not like put my entire feelings on the table? And it was cool. The guy was just like, this is exactly what I want you to do. And you either kind of step up a level or you kind of stay stagnant. It was very weird. So it felt like it was well.
And okay, so folks know that I've been sober for a couple minutes, and to me it was very analogous to there is the meeting format in recovery where somebody theoretically that knows what they're doing or has been at it for a minute gets up to the podium and actually tells their life story.
Right, yeah.
As it relates to it.
Yeah.
The format is how it was, what happened, and how it is now.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so that was kind of the vibe that you were throwing down, and it was like, I didn't know you had 2 ex-wives too.
I mean all the things.
Right. I was like, dude, whoa.
And what's funny is it's been funny. A lot of people are like, I didn't know that you went through that. I didn't like, you know what I mean? There was a lot of
yeah.
So I hope it was I hope it was helpful for people. I hope that people realize like, hey, I'm not in it on my own. If I feel like shit right now and I feel like I can't see anything right now, like I get it. Like I've been there. Like I know what it's like when you can't see 3 feet in front of you and it's just black. And
shout out to Austin. So we got it all on tape. Already cleaned it all up. We've even got Opus clips, bro.
Oh shit.
So like,
okay. All right. All right. Look at this guy over here. Yeah.
So not sure that you want the minutia broadcast, but what I will say is it's undisputed as far as the legitimacy you would bring to the coaching side of things.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in today's world, social media is ate up with, you know, the lifestyle coach or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And I mean, that stuff lends itself to snake oil. You know, there is an element of what, you know, and especially if it's like, oh, you're 23 and you're going to tell me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. My life has been so brutal. And
you're 23.
Maybe, but
you're going to tell me how to do stuff. And it's like, there's the outlier, but they're probably not being coaches.
So one of my clients gave me the nicest compliment ever the other day, in a weird way. So him and another one of my clients were out at beer one night after our event, and they're like, "Why do we coach with Wayne?" And like as if they didn't know. You know what I mean? I was like, "This is the worst testimonial I've ever received. Like this is not going to be good."
Like, could we re-language that?
Yeah. They're like, we don't know what, but they're like, he helps us get success without basically screwing up all the other parts of our life. Right. And I was like, what a cool way to see it. Like, we're having massive success, but without the like
collateral damage,
1,000% here and screw all without the collateral damage. And it was like, it was just a cool way. But, man, it was cool to see you guys there too. And like to see, I think like the community see like Brittany and Nicole and Bettina and Spirit.
Yeah. Bettina live streaming
yes, exactly. And then Daniel, like to see like that group is like so cool. I mean, they function like a machine. You know what I mean? And just
watching
been really
Daniel in his element yesterday.
Oh my gosh, the guy is brilliant.
Yes, and I still have no idea how his energy levels. It was like, so he's running around, earpiece in, coordinating, he's making sure the gal that is running the slides.
Yeah. I didn't see her do anything. I saw him, whoever she is, great person, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
awesome.
Daniel's, he's like literally taking pictures of people, running slides, running music. He's like ordering lunch. I think he was like landing a plane somewhere. I'm like, how are you
giving CPR to somebody out on the concourse?
He's like air traffic controlling 6 different airports at the same time.
And the thing is, he's like naturally wired to do that. Which blows my mind. Because like I'll hit a wall. I'll be like, I don't want to. That's not my wheelhouse.
And then like it's the end of day 2. We're all like done. Like we've all cried.
Cooked.
We've all hugged. We've all had notes. Whatever. And we're walking out of the last class. And Daniel's in the hall going, "Get a picture. Get a picture." He's hitting it one more time.
Yes.
And I was like, this guy is
and
amazing.
He will literally. So he's got the giant Sony on a holster. So he's literally like like a 6-gun.
Right. Yeah.
He's got his long lens.
Yes.
So he is loaded for bear at all times. And the crazy thing is, in all the years and all the miles and all the places, I have never seen him be testy with anybody.
That's insane.
And it's like, it's one of those things where you're like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I didn't believe it until I was with them in the van 24 hours a day for like a week.
And you're like, no, I haven't taken my eyes off you for a week.
Yeah, I literally am like, holy shit, this is him in real life.
Yeah.
And, and then of course that kind of gets contagious throughout the rest of the network. And if you saw, so like I wore the network shirt. It was I found it and I was like, I wore that on the day 1.
Yeah.
And it was so cool because it's like, I feel bad sometimes because I got, 73 plates spinning and I can't participate as much as I would like to. And his office is like 90 seconds away. But just to be there on day 1.
Yeah.
And to see 50 other people in the shirt.
Just the impact.
Yeah.
You know what I'd love to hear? I'd love to hear his story at some point because I don't know it at all. I would love to hear his story. And you know what I'd really love to know is like if he wrote down his like 5 principles for success or his 7 principles, like I would love to know like what drives him and kind of what his principal drivers are. I think that'd be really interesting to hear.
I will put him on the hook for that.
That would be
and
awesome.
I will be relentless in getting it because it's like I try to get him and Calvin in here all the time.
Yeah.
Just to do because it's like one, they are experienced and have skins on the wall
Correct.
for so many
They
different
don't just
aspects.
talk it, they walk it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
And they're, you know, like two of the most generous guys. It's this weird thing where, I don't know, I was raised in an era and in a strata of everybody was suspect of extremely successful people. And it was a learned behavior, and I literally had to unlearn it, or I didn't have to unlearn it. It was actually shown to me that wasn't actually reality.
You don't have to be an asshole to have success.
Right.
Or you don't have to like cheat, lie, steal, which is interesting that that's kind of what was taught in a sense.
Yes.
And what's interesting is when people talk bad about you, a lot of times it's what they're actually doing is trying to be okay with themselves. So they're saying like when they talk bad about quote unquote rich people, oh, they must have lied or stealed or cheated, or I could be rich too if I didn't care about people, or I could be successful.
If I was like them, I could do it.
Exactly. But there's like this negative underlying, and all that is a self justification. Like, okay, I'm all right. Like it's okay for me not to be successful because I'm a good person, right?
Yeah.
Like all these weird little mantras start, right? And it started with 3 or 4 generations ago in a sense, and like it's kind of passed on to the sense. You see all these people, these really nice people. They're like, I'd love to be rich, but I've decided to be a good person instead.
Right.
And it's like, when did you make that connection? That was
that is learned behavior. Somebody taught you
someone
that.
taught you that,
So,
and they role
this,
modeled.
I even pulled up one of the slides.
Dude, this is the perfect slide for what we're talking about. Because here's the thing. Like, let's just keep picking on Daniel, right? Like, I would love to know his story because I can only imagine like the persistence. I'd love to know some of the failure.
Well, yeah, and it's like I probably know 35% of his story.
Yeah,
and like his family, the lineage, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
but all of these things, I know for like metaphysical certitude that he is. But you see this, and it's
you see this stuff. Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, Daniel's amazing. Daniel has a big downline. Daniel's great.
Yeah.
Daniel's whatever, right? It's like, I've never met someone like that is a quality character person that hasn't been kicked in the teeth multiple times.
Yes.
And hasn't like done the work when nobody was looking. And like I've done all this kind of, right, the dedication, the hard work, the discipline, the disappointment, and we talked a lot about that yesterday, the disappointment, the failure. And I love hearing those stories.
Well, and like here with persistence, I would say that's the number one thing. Suit up and show up.
Yeah.
That's 80% of any
really
of
is.
it.
Yeah.
And then, like, don't be an asshole or whatever, of course. But if you just do that.
Yes.
Because even now, I'm 11 years removed. No, 10 years removed from being affiliate chairman at Metrotex.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, holy shit, that was that long ago? But then the other thing is, I was, Sean Stevens and the Capital Title guys were out on the concourse yesterday, and it's like and it's like, dude, I'd known him for that whole 10 or 12 years, and it's like to walk away going, man, there's some of these people I've known them forever, but the idea of I just didn't go anywhere.
Right.
It wasn't like I had some master plan,
Right.
and then it's like I tell my guys, it's like if you don't suck and you don't quit, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so, but like all this other stuff. So yesterday, oh my God. So I am loving having Tanner as the COO of studioUSA because that is not my wheelhouse. But so yesterday, and you remember like whatever it was, a year and a half ago or whatever, where the CPA was kicking my ass like 2 or 3 times a week.
I remember,
doing these forensic deep dives and all this other bullshit.
Yeah, and I love it. They're like, what's this? And you're like, I don't know.
Right.
And I'm sorry. Do I need to I don't know. And they're like, it was $5,000. And you're like, I don't know. I'm so sorry.
So what's crazy is there's this, going back to a minute ago, of the matrix of learned behavior or the inner monologue that you tell yourself, so yesterday, she's showing him like the PDF for June or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know, I never looked at that. So like, and then she's asking, there's this $262. I'm like, beats me. And then I'm literally having to Google shit that was like, they charged you $79.
Yeah, from A, B, C, F, J.
And like one of them was Grok, but it's XAI on there, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And but like that whole thing is mortifying to me, and it also makes you feel like a disappointment
and
or a failure.
Yeah.
Or the sacrifice. Because then I'm looking at this and it's like, okay, I've never really paid myself.
Right.
I've just paid stuff.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, if the Best Buy card, we bought a gimbal or we bought a drone or whatever, we just pay that.
Right.
Well, and the other thing was, as a business, when you start out, you have no business record. There is no business anything.
Yeah.
And so everything's in my name. So I'm just leveraged out the ass.
Right.
And then, but the idea of it ever not being that was a foreign concept.
100%.
And so like yesterday, I'm like, oh my God, we can actually get all this shit like out of my, because it's like, I don't want it to be like this. And it's like, I definitely don't want to be like, where I just spray and pray, which is what it was. But it's like, I have a little, like my little tip of the iceberg's like right here or whatever. But everybody, what I get is like yesterday or the day before where they're like, oh my God, dude, I see you everywhere.
Yeah.
And what they don't see is like, you know what I mean?
All of that.
Because luckily now in today's day and age, like I said, we've already got your talk and everything.
Yep.
Nice, cleaned up,
that's amazing.
chopped up, all of that. And the VAs could, I was going to ask you, like, they're like, could we post this today?
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, it was. I'm supposed to put it out there, so
we'll
that's
get it out right now.
That's what the universe told me to do. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Here in
see where it goes.
Absolutely, you can go ahead and post according to Wayne live right now on Facebook.
There we go.
So,
there we go.
So now the clips will be forthcoming.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yes. Yeah. And there was a bunch of stuff where it's like, what is this? Like, because like Wise is the the financial platform for overseas or what? Yeah. So you know about it.
And here's what I would say to entrepreneurs: like, if you're struggling on the financial side, like first off, most of us are right. Like most entrepreneurs, if you were wired to go out and sell and kill and starve every day until if you were wired to do all that, you're probably not naturally wired to be great at a P&L. It's just,
confirm.
Right? Like it's like, hey, if you wanted to be able to do this, you're probably every greatness has this hidden blind spot to it. You know what I mean? It's like
absolutely
if you're great at sales, like you might not be the one to go edit the book. You know what I mean? Right? You might be able to write the book, but like editing is going to be a problem.
Well, and Cruz would always ask me shit like that because, he comes in as my first just like right-hand man and then now he's indispensable. But at the beginning, he would ask me questions, as you would naturally ask about business. And he'd be like, well, what about this or what about this? And it's like, well, the trick is to make more money than, and then he'd be like, what about that? And I'm like, well, let's hope we make enough money to get out of trouble.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
And because, I was raised in the straight commission minimum wage draw universe where it's like, okay, you eat what you kill.
Yep.
Oh, you want to raise? Go sell something.
Yep.
And so I was telling Tanner yesterday, it's like, holy shit, dude. I feel like the weight has been lifted and now I can sell. Because the other thing was, I know
you're always freaking out.
Well,
right?
and there's a
people are like, I shouldn't. My clients say like, I shouldn't be freaking out. I know that I know I'll close more houses or some version of that. And I'm like, it's okay to be freaking out. You're driving 180 miles an hour in the dark. I would be freaking out too. Like let's it's okay to be freaking out about this. We should do something.
Yes, and you're making it up as you go, and there is no roadmap or instruction manual for any of this. And so a lot of it was I don't look at the stuff because for me, if I'm trying to be in the mindset of you eat what you kill or whatever, there was no rational benefit or no visible upside for me to look at numbers or shit that are like,
absolutely.
Okay, that's going to cause me to lose my mojo.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes there are seasons where it's like, just go make 100 calls a day.
Yeah. And the idea of my inner barometer would be like, I can kind of feel whether or not I'm going out of business.
Yeah.
And
here's the thing. They're never right. My coaching clients, they always, when they first come to me, because one of the things we do usually in the first year or something is like dive in the numbers at some point. And they're never accurate. Either they're making more than they think they are. Usually their expenses are way higher than they think they are. Especially on somebody's have their business expense somewhat dialed in, but the personal expenses are always way more than they think they are. And they feel bad for being broke, right? But they just don't understand it. So I would say, first off, if you're going to tackle this, first off, I would hire a coach. What I would also do is I would start with just a simple P&L. Like get a bookkeeper that's going to just go through your expenses once a week or once a month.
That'll do the forensic.
Put them into QuickBooks and like just start with I make it sound it's not easy. Like this is not like, oh, it's a Tuesday and then by next Tuesday it's like no, it's going to take a minute. A great bookkeeper, my bookkeeper, shout out to Estella, who literally has saved my life many times. I'm pretty sure, but like. Here's your profit and loss, right? Here's stuff. Here's what I don't write. Just start there and just read that thing.
Yeah, it took 2 months to do the forensic deep dive because we went
did it so fast. I was in there for.
Well, it was like I literally just gave them access to everything, and I was like, I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah.
Because again, my whole MO was literally we're building the plane in midair.
Yep.
Let's not focus on the minutia that serves no real purpose in the moment and let's just keep the ball in play.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think after that, then you move into like, I would get a financial coach or someone to help you with it a little bit, and go into like maybe like a Profit First is probably the best book I've ever read. I did not write it. The best book I ever read on how for entrepreneurs to manage their finances, especially in some of those middle phases. So,
well, there's a weird internal matrix that kind of ties into imposter syndrome and profit and like what we were saying a minute ago about the learned behavior of successful people are ... some version of different than me or worse than me or more underhanded than me, and then so there's that sort of like mask of like pseudo virtue that you would put on and be like, well, I'm at the soup kitchen, I can't possibly or whatever, and that's just not true. And so now my learned behavior is like, this is the big one, is delegate, and then also find people that are greater than or equal to your level, and then let them drive.
Absolutely.
Because my constant mantra now is with Tanner, I'm like, I don't know, dude, I don't want to volunteer you for everything.
Yes.
It's like, here.
Well, and my other thing too, one of the things that I had to get better at was being willing to feel dumb in a sense. So like with fortunately, thank God that Estella came into my life because she let me ask really dumb questions. I was like, hey, she talked to me as if I was this successful blah, blah, right? And I was like, love you. I don't know the words you use in that sentence, like I knew two of them. You know what I mean? Like she's talking about like Excalibur, blah, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, right? And I was like, can you explain that to me like I'm 5? You know what I mean? And like what I love is like sometimes you need to find people that are willing to not just be like a good bookkeeper, but I need someone that almost like a coach and a mentor. Like, hey, like someone who could kind of explain and talk to me, but also being willing to sound what I felt was dumb, right? And go like, I don't, when you say this and this, I don't understand what that means. Can you show it to me?
That was me yesterday.
Show it to me again. Can we record you showing it to me?
Right.
Do you have crayons and a whiteboard?
Yeah. Is there a placemat with a thing that I could draw like Denny's? So that was me yesterday. And there's this, I don't know, it's this internal matrix that clicks in where you can't help but feel like not that I'm being attacked like maliciously, but it's like, it's this weird thing where, okay, intellectually, I know, like, okay, dude, you haven't looked at that in like 9 months.
Right.
How could you possibly know, one, what they're going to ask or the answer to those questions? So it's like, okay, there's some culpability there. I probably should have done that, but I didn't, you know? And then now, so like yesterday, I'm talking to my investor on the way home, and he's like, yeah, dude, it's like, that's how you set up a profitable business. You just like make shit up as you go, and then here you are. Now, he goes, you've done that. Yeah. And it's gone beyond what you could do by yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. In coaching, we call it some of the phases that I refer to as like, in the beginning, you're in the fun phase. And it's not really that fun always, but the fun phase is like, I wonder if I can sell widgets. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if I can mail potatoes with messages on them and make money, which is a business I learned last night, right? Something.com, and you can get anything put on a potato.
Capitalism.
Thank you, Virginia. I have no idea. Yeah. Crazy. But like, that's the fun phase. Like, hey, can we actually make any money doing this thing? Then, but most people stay in the fun phase for a lot of people forever, right? Because in order to get to predictable success, you have to go through whitewater. Boom. And whitewater is as fun as it's no fun. It's like whitewater with no oar and half a filled up boat, right? But it's like whitewater's like, okay, we have to have a P&L. We need a process for how we do this. Okay, I need some accountability. I need to have a schedule. You know what I mean? And even last night at dinner, I had dinner with some of my favorite people last night, and they were all talking about how like kind of the moment that they started following a calendar and the freedom that actually brought, right? And it's like, hey, in the fun phase, like a calendar is going to take away all my freedom, right? In the predictable success phase, you go, man, a calendar gives me massive amounts of freedom, right? So it's
also a mitigator of anxiety.
Absolutely.
It's like if I know, because like even me personally, it's like if I know I have a stacked day, like yesterday, the day before, today we're doing stuff, and it's like I feel better.
Yeah,
I
like
feel
yesterday,
better
you knew where you were supposed to be. And that gave you freedom also to be 100% there, and it gave you freedom to not be anywhere else.
Yes. And and like those days yesterday, that are one-offs where you don't get a do-over.
Right.
That's the only source of any kind of potential anxiety.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh shit, the camera didn't fill in the blank.
Yeah, a memory card would have been great. Yeah.
Right. As a matter of fact, we had a little memory card snafu at the beginning. Not really, but it was like, oh shit, what's on that memory card? I don't know. Format it.
I remember Big John, one of my best friends in the entire world. He went and he recorded this. It was like some buyer course, and like they went hard for like 6 hours. Some file got corrupted or something. Literally. All gone.
No,
and
Dana.
Start over. And after you've done that, so I remember he's like, hey, we're here for the night. We're just gonna record all night and get this done. And but yeah,
yes,
you learn it.
And coming away, then I come back. And it gives me like a little project where I can kind of, I cleaned up your deal, and so now it'll start getting posted today, and I'll give you the whole 20.
Yep.
And dude, you rocked it.
Dude, thank you for being there. By the way, and all your support. I mean, I don't know if I would have been able to do yesterday without all the therapy we've done over the last year and a half, 2 years,
dude.
But seriously, thank you for this, and thank you for yesterday. So your friendship and support means a hell of a lot,
Likewise, brother.
More than you know, seriously.
And so we got next week is Mastermind. Masterclass.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And so, what is your So as our
are you about to you're about to ask me what I'm talking about? I'm like, that sounds like a Saturday morning kind of work.
So we'll table that for next
Friday.
Friday.
Gonna be great.
For next Friday, join us for the recap of the Masterclass.
Tyler is doing something at Metrotex I'm doing something for Tyler at Metrotex next week, which is going to be great on how to take care of your sphere.
Ooh.
And what the hell's a database? How do I actually do this thing? That's going to be phenomenal. I think it's Wednesday, because Thursday I think is the masterclass.
Yes.
Yeah. So Thursday, and I was able to. So I'm going to lead the panel. So I did a pre-panel call last week. Ashley and I did, and these guys are legit. So it's not just some agents oh yeah, I use AI. You know what I mean? These are
some ding dong.
Yeah, these are the people that are in the trenches that are going to give really practical advice and help hey, how do I vet something? How do I use something? How do I actually put it in my day-to-day life? And it's going to be really, really valuable. So I'm really excited for that.
So we'll be there. We'll be filming that one too.
Sounds good.
So you'll have tons of content, bro. And now I'm going to look at Tyler's gimmick and see about that.
Yeah, I think it's on Wednesday. It's going to be good.
All right.
It's on my calendar. I'll be there.
Yeah, he'll be there. And then I'll probably be there. And then we'll do a recap on Friday.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, brother.
There we go. Hey.
Whew, man.
Fired up.
Fired up. It's been a week.
It's been a week. There you go. Good day for a good day.
Unless you choose otherwise.
Unless you choose otherwise, which would be a weird choice.
And who's blowing me up?
If you had the option of having a good day or option of having a bad day and you chose a bad day, if you had the option, why not?
Yeah. And Austin can take us out anytime he's ready.
I think we're just staying on.
Yeah.
For,
we'll just, welcome to the Fired Up Friday Marathon.
We need t-shirts.
Oh, we do. Yes. Are we off?